Fuck yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
So good.
It's so good. That's so good. Hey, welcome to I Hate Music. We are now on episode 88, if you can believe it.
Can't. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
What are we going to do for 100th? We got to make it special,
I know.
man.
We got to think about that. I've been thinking about that, but I haven't really, haven't landed on anything in particular. But today we're here with...
Maybe we can do it while we're naked. Okay, never mind.
Naked podcast?
Yeah,
wow,
naked podcast. Now we're doing video and shit, you know?
Yeah, in a sauna or something. So it's appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, holy shit. It's Nick Wusz.
Hi.
Here you are.
Every day is Nick Wusz Day.
Happy HSNW to you and yours if you choose to celebrate. That's ridiculous. I'm only going to keep that going on for another maybe episode or two. But it's kind of like caught on. It's kind of fun. Yeah. But for limited time only, I think.
That's right.
But you know what? Even bigger holy shit.
Yeah.
We have friend of the podcast, the Romanian maniac, the one, the only, Sebastian.
It's so great to have Sebastian. You, bro. The fucking creator. Go ahead.
Episode 88, I must have hit the jackpot or some shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, 88. 88,
lucky
man.
Number 88, yeah.
We're kicking it with the bucket. Here we are, talking about Buckethead with Sebastian. Yep. He is a Bucketbot. He is, like I said, actually, when Agalok played Romania, we've played Romania a few times. We always called him Romaniacs. So Sebastian is my favorite Romaniac. He's here with us today. He composed the theme song that you just heard.
Fucking amazing, dude.
He is probably number one I Hate Music fan.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
A good friend of ours. So welcome, Sebastian. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome, Sebastian. It's great to have you, dude.
Yeah, so we're going to be we're here to talk about Buckethead with him, but we're going to dive into some stuff first. The first thing I want to talk about real quick is that some of you probably have noticed that we've now experimenting with a video component to the podcast. Basically, the video is being recorded at the same time the audio is, so if you watch the video, you're not going to miss anything from the audio and vice versa. Just a way to enhance the experience a little bit, engage with the podcast in a different way.
Yeah, especially when you're using your screen, which you have done a few times.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see, like with the Wayfarer video that we just played, like you can actually see the video. But I'm really conscious of, I want this to remain an audio podcast, but just with a video element.
Now I got to think about what I wear and shit.
I know, but you always look good and your camera
thanks,
looks good, man. Like you get that nice like blue flannel on. That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't realize it would look so vivid on the camera, but
it looks good, man.
Yeah,
it's good.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're looking really nice. Your glasses.
And you like all my
good.
cassettes back there?
Yep. I can't read the cassettes, but I'm hoping there's a bunch of guar back there.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. Actually, all I have is Americans Must Be Destroyed.
Oh, you have it on cassette?
Yeah, of course, bro.
That's a great record, man.
Of course it is. Drink
for
Sebastian's
guar.
Drink.
Yeah. But I also want it to be where the audio isn't lacking anything because we are presenting things on video. So I want to be very conscious of that. But anyway, it is streaming video on Spotify and YouTube. So check that out if you want to. Links to all that crap is in our link tree. You can visit that through our Instagram and our Facebook pages. Of course, earthandsound.org, our web store. We have IHM merch and Dolvin and Moonbladder. And actually, I just got these in, which by the time this episode airs, I'll be posting these for sale. But it's the new Cross Paths record.
Awesome, dude.
This is Andy Whale and I. Andy Whale from Bolt Thrower fame. It is war-themed, dark ambient. This is our new record, self-released. And you might be able to see here.
There's a signature.
Yep. Andy signed a bunch of these, and I'm going to sign them too. There will be about 6 of these available from the web store. The rest will be unsigned, but those should be up on the web store by the time you are viewing or listening to this.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. But I also wanted to touch on the Patreon just for a second. We've gotten some more Patreon subscribers. We got Matt Kenny.
Thank
recently.
you, Matt. My good friend, Matt Kenny. Thank you so much, man.
Another friend of the podcast.
Yep.
You can access the Patreon from the link tree. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Sebastian, you were our first Patreon subscriber.
Nothing to correct there.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Also, I was the first to comment on your first video podcast.
On the video. Wow.
That's
what
right.
a guy.
Yep. On YouTube, first. First comment.
That's so cool.
I mean, you're just the best. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, the best talker.
Yeah. You're the best Romaniac.
The best Romaniac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and all that helps Jason because it seems like with the video, it's probably adding to your time amount to how much you put into this.
A little bit.
I appreciate what you're doing here.
Well, right now it is a little bit, but the goal is to streamline it. You know, and the more I do it, the easier it'll become.
Yeah, good.
Right now it's just a little bit of extra time, but not too bad.
I was about to suggest something. I think this format will work hell of a lot better with Virgin listens. I mean, it will be quite something.
Yeah.
Because it won't be just the words. It will be the facial expressions,
Reactions,
the reactions themselves.
Yeah. I feel like we did that a little bit with the episode that just came out when we were listening to catching up with bands.
Yeah.
Listening to the new Opeth and things like that. You could see reactions a little bit there, but yeah, I agree with you, Sebastian. The Virgin Listens thing, I think we did that with High on Fire and something else. Now I can't remember. Couple of things. Yeah. But anyway, I agree with you, Sebastian. I think that's a really good idea. I also want to mention our I Hate Music playlist on Spotify. That has been updated with some Buckethead songs picked by Sebastian.
Nice.
And we are going to listen to some Buckethead today. But first, I feel like maybe we should get into just a couple of...
We've got listeners who have thoughts. From Brazil with Rex to Romania with love. Should they say Gore or Kyle, you take a shot. Nick and Jason want you. Listener emails.
So good. Every time I hear these, dude, it's like...
Yeah.
So
I noticed on the YouTube channel that our friend Zach posted on there, and he said that listener email jingle is unhinged.
Is that good?
Yeah. I mean, I think for something like that, it's good.
It's unhinged.
It's unhinged.
When I first heard the Just Warms Your Heart, with that robotic voice, I mean, I just felt like melting inside, and as a Bucketbot,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I felt my armor, just peeling off over me, just... Yeah.
Yeah, and you were mentioned in there too. Romania with love. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But
yeah, that's our good friend Robert Osgood from Missing Scenes once again.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks for that, Robert. I've got a few listener emails here, and actually probably a few too many, so I'm just going to do them real quick. There's actually a couple I want to focus on a little bit more, but some of them I just want to go over.
Did somebody comment about you posting their phone number?
Yes, I've gotten so many emails about the phone number stuff. So this one is from a listener named Mark Beavers.
Nice.
He said he's been jumping back to catch up on some old episodes and recently listened to the Mascots episode. That was a while back. That was last fall, I think.
Yeah.
Here are a few post-1980s metal bands with mascots. Children of Bodom,
Yes,
the Grim Reaper.
Yep.
I guess his name is Roy.
Oh,
which
wow.
is
I had no
strange.
idea.
Yeah. In Flames, the Jesterhead.
Sure.
Kalma, the Swamp Lord.
Don't know that band.
I've seen the name. I don't really know them. Necrogoblicon is John Goblicon, maybe the most recent example of how best to use a mascot in the digital social media age. Huh.
Okay, got to look into that. I don't know that band either.
I've seen the name. I don't know them.
That's a fucking great band name, dude.
Necrogoblicon.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Let's see. He says it's pretty interesting how the music industry has evolved with the digital age. On a recent episode, Nick mentioned jumping from SoundCloud to Spotify, Bandcamp, and other mediums depending on what he's listening to. Yeah, I think that's becoming more and more, normal for people.
I find it hard to kind of keep track, actually, because especially when I'm like, what are my best albums of the year? I've got to look at all these different kind of mediums to figure it out,
Yeah. Yeah, and you're saying that that for Dungeon Synth, you're listening to a lot of...
It's all on cassette, mostly, and Bandcamp.
Well, cassette and Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's more like DIY, more independent, more underground, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that, Mark. Let's dive into this next email real quick. I'm not trying to rush these things, but we got a lot to go over today. This is from our good friend Scott Generic. Thank you, Scott. Scott is a super close friend of mine. He is a legendary noise musician, super big badass, and friend of the podcast even before Nick was involved, believe it or not. He wants to talk about gatekeeping. And this one's interesting. He says, "Hi, Jason and Nick Wusz. Just listened to the gatekeeping episode. Great discussion and some interesting viewpoints. I know it's just semantics, but to me, what you were discussing wasn't really gatekeeping, but tribalism. I've always regarded gatekeepers in the industry to be those who control what is or is not heard, such as record labels, radio stations, venues and booking agents, zines and reviews, and now more so than most, podcasts. Yes, you two are gatekeepers because you decide what or what not to play and discuss. Even praising Lord or saying, 'I hate High on Fire' carries weight. This gets more convoluted with the internet. Now an artist can bypass the gatekeepers recording, releasing, and promoting their own material. But just like my line, the best thing about noise is that anyone can do it. The worst thing about noise is that anyone can do it.
Totally.
We are awash in a sea of new material and newly found old material that previously gatekeepers have hidden from us. Would love to hear your thoughts about the pros and cons of these types of gatekeepers or lack thereof."
That's interesting, dude, especially with a lot of like late 60s psychedelic music that was just like maybe put on one album, was put out and maybe on a small label or something. Got discovered by the internet in 2015, got uploaded, and it just fucking went crazy. There's been a bunch of those albums that are like that. Yeah. And I think that's amazing. And it's interesting to see, why was this not popular in 1968 or whatever? It's
right.
And
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, who said that this was not going to work or whatever?
Right.
It's fucked up.
Well, I think it's interesting. I mean, I think he's correct. And I think it is semantics, but I think what he is saying is it's like a different way of defining gatekeeping.
Yeah.
I think what we're talking about gatekeeping is more of like how the kids say it these days,
Yeah.
But I think both things are correct, but him pointing out tribalism is 100% correct. Like when I go see a Suffocation show and there is a bunch of jocks beating each other up, I'm like, I want to keep my tribe. I don't want those guys in here. I want to preserve the tribe. I want to see the blood dripping off the strings at a Suffocation show. I don't want to see hockey jerseys, and that's the tribalism that he's talking about, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And
too.
So
that's interesting.
I
didn't even consider that. We weren't talking about gatekeeping, but it's just like you said, semantics. But
I think it's just a more modern definition of gatekeeping right now.
Yeah.
But I think that Scott's diving into it maybe a little bit more literally. With tribalism versus gatekeeping.
In the 80s, the amount of radio stations and record labels that had control of stopping or starting somebody's massive career, that's pretty incredible, actually, to think about.
Yeah.
And why some bands make it and why some bands don't. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you guys, when you were talking about gatekeeping, you were trying to define the general start point, from which you can define the gatekeeping. He's more specific though, and in the sense that not everything is gatekeeping. This is gatekeeping, and this is where you guys manifested a form of gatekeeping. But you guys were trying just to define the general term to,
Yep.
That's what I took from it, at least.
Yeah, it's an interesting subject, and I think there's a lot of nuance there.
There is, yeah, and I think we could talk about it a lot more, actually.
Yeah, we could.
His email made me think about a lot of other stuff that I didn't even think about before.
Well, and like I said, just even pointing out the tribalism part, that's right on the money.
It is, yeah.
But I think he also said it's semantics, and I also agree with that too. I think it's just, it doesn't really matter, but I do appreciate when people are like, well, what you're saying is right, but like think about it in this way, or like dig deeper. Yep. On it in this way. And he also,
I appreciate that.
He also followed up with his email, and he said that he really wanted to point out that Lord sucks. So I have to point that out, that he revised his email like Sebastian would. He revised it and said, by the way, Lord sucks.
Nice.
So yeah. So Scott, we love you. You are great. I'm going to see you tonight, and I will give you a cheers for that.
Nice.
Yeah. Next email is from Nick's old friend, Matt Kenny.
Hi, Matt. Thank you, man. Awesome.
He's also a great friend of the podcast.
Yes.
And a new Patreon subscriber.
Yeah, amazing.
So the great thing about Matt's emails is that Matt and Nick go way back. And
I think I've known him since like 8 years old, dude. I mean, less, maybe like 6 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like
yeah,
1982. Yeah, I was 6 years old in 1982.
So Matt's emails are always like, hey, you talked about this subject. Let me tell you a story about Nick when he was like 12.
That's funny.
So it's pretty great.
He has a good memory too, and my memory's kind of shit. So,
and they're always a little bit long, but I think this is gonna be good.
Okay.
Matt says, "Hey Jason, I'm sorry I didn't get to see you this trip, and that you didn't get to experience the Iron Maiden show last night. I hope your injury isn't serious and you recover quickly. It was amazing to see Alexander the Great live. What a show."
Jason hurt his foot.
Yeah, I was on the treadmill, and I'm not really sure what happens, but I think it's my shoes. I think I have crappy shoes. And I did like almost 2 hours total over the weekend on the treadmill. I like to watch films on the treadmill. And yeah, I woke up the next morning and my foot was all swollen. It's still kind of fucked right now, but it's really painful. And I was like, I can't like stand at the Moda Center and watch Iron Maiden for however long. I'm not going to be able to do it. So I gave my ticket to our good friend John Hamm, and he went instead. And I saw some pictures of him raging right against the stage watching Iron Maiden. So I'm happy I could help John have that experience. But yeah, I had to bow out.
Well, everybody knows exercising leads to injuries, so you probably shouldn't do that anymore.
I mean, I guess, exercising isn't healthy. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, Matt says, sadly, I do not have any corrections for Nick, but thought I'd share some memories of Iron Maiden. I had the incredible ability to be caller number 10 at KNAC.
He did. This motherfucker, dude. It's fucking incredible how much he would call in, and he'd always nail it. Caller number 10. I just couldn't believe how much he'd won from these places.
Yeah, he talks about like a bunch of them in this email.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he would win prizes all the time. In my career, I won tickets to Iron Maiden 3 separate times. I also won tickets to a 2-day metal convention called Foundation Forum, where Nick and I experienced seeing Lemmy having a drink at the bar, but we were too scared to approach him. I could see his moles, or whatever you call those things, on his face from afar.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, Foundation Forum, that was a big deal back in the day.
It was like a new artist showcase, I believe, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for labels to present new artists to the general public, I guess. But I think you had to be involved in the music industry to get invited. But so I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I think so. I remember Metal Maniacs covering it and talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes into some examples here. Number 1, I won tickets to Iron Maiden on the No Prayer for the Dying tour. Yeah. This included backstage passes to the pre-show KNAC event with food, drinks, etc. The entire band walked right in front of us. Having Bruce walk right in front of me was surreal. I got my concert ticket signed, though. The tickets included orchestra pit general admission right in front of the stage. Nick and I were in heaven. There was this drunk guy standing near us that was really into the show. He would act out the songs just like Bruce would. For example, quote, "An old man stands on the hill," end quote, Flight of Icarus. He would point out in the distance like he could see the old man on the horizon. The guy was so funny, but so very drunk. Yeah. Mid-show, the dude was so dedicated and drunk that he started peeing in the back of us, right on Nick's leg.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't
He
want to
pissed
miss.
on my leg. It was my first show experience, 1990.
Peed on your leg. That's terrible.
Well, we were facing the stage. He was behind us, so I felt something wet on my leg. So like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
Did they bring puppies to the concert or something? You
Yeah,
know?
they needed your hat, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't want to miss any of the show. I don't remember our reaction or Nick's reaction, but he got the brunt of it. I got a few drops. So gross to think of that now. Anthrax opened for them. What a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's quite the story, Nick.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You got peed on at a Maiden show.
And I was only able to go to that show at 14 because my parents trusted Matt. Matt was a little older than me, and he was responsible, so I was able to go with him.
Wow.
I think he was trying to hit on you, you know, and give you a
I think
Maybe.
so too.
shower
Yeah,
or
that's an
something, a
interesting
golden
technique.
shower or something. Yeah.
Yeah, golden shower.
You've seen if I was into it, yeah.
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 Okay, Matt says, number 2, I won tickets to Iron Maiden on the Fear of the Dark tour from KNAC again. Corrosion of Conformity and Testament were the opening bands.
Yep.
The Blind and the Ritual albums, respectively. We saw Chuck Billy from Testament riding his Harley in the parking lot.
Yep.
We got their super early concerts in those days, again in the front orchestra pit general admission. Why were we so blessed? I remember I caught a drumstick from COC's drummer at the end of their set.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. COC.
Yep. On the Blind tour, dude. Amazing.
Yeah, Vote with a Bullet, right? Yeah.
So good, that album. Well, that Vote with the Bull was the only song that Pepper sang on, but the rest of the album's great.
Yeah, but that was like the hit that they had from that record.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, number 3, much later and not related to KNAC, excuse me, Bruce and Adrian Smith come back to Maiden for the Brave New World Tour. My oldest brother Jim won tickets on KCAL, the hard rock station in the Ontario, Riverside, Chino, San Bernardino area. Did my brother take me? Nope. He took his girlfriend, soon-to-be fiancée, with him. She didn't even like Maiden.
That's fucked up.
I don't think I could forgive him for that because she ended up being a psycho hose beast. And they got divorced. But guess what? I took matters into my own hands and was caller number 10 and won 2 tickets.
Oh my God.
Nick was up in Portland by
amazing.
then, so I took my other brother. We ended up sitting right next to them, and I was not lucky enough to be up front this time. But I did end up forgiving my brother eventually for taking his girlfriend and not me, since I won tickets too. He says he does have a fuck, marry, kill for us. For me, it's the Mantle, Pale Folklore, and Ashes Against the Grain. Sebastian, I'm going to give you that question.
Yeah.
Pale Folklore,
The
Mantle, or Ashes, fuck, marry, kill.
Yep.
Okay. I think I gave you what I would do in a case of a fuck, marry, kill in the last email, but that's, you know.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, and I'll actually will let you have that.
You stumped him, dude. You fucking stumped him.
Okay.
I think I'll choose Mary Ashes Against the Grain because it has you know, Bloodbirds. Effort is burning 1 through 3 actually, the whole thing.
Yep.
Nice. It's too hard.
Fuck them both, then kill them after. You know? there you go.
Cool.
Fuck them both, then kill them after.
Perfect.
That's perfect. That's great. That's great. Oh, awesome. Man. Okay, we're almost done with these listener emails.
Sorry.
No, that was great.
No,
dude.
that's perfect. That's the best way to say it. So,
thing is, sorry for taking me such a long time, but
that's a tough question,
it's
man.
actually like that. Oh, fuck my life, man.
Yeah, it's like choosing your children.
Mary, yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna marry Ashes and kill the other two.
Fuck them, then kill
fuck
them.
them
and then kill.
And then fuck the corpses.
Yeah, and then
then fuck the corpses. Yeah.
That's appropriate.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, our other
That would
friend
make
of
you
the
a necrogoblicon, maybe.
Oh yeah, Necromaniac.
Yeah.
Necromaniac. So our other friend of the podcast, Kyle
Hyder?
Hyder?
Yeah.
I believe it's Hyder.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Kyle, gotta
Kyle, drink.
Drink. Oh, yeah, here.
Yep, Kyle.
Haven't opened it.
Cheers.
Kyle writes in with some sick-ass D&D metal for Nick specifically.
Nice.
He says, hey, Jason and Nick, planning to send you guys a video question for the next episode. And yeah, that's a great idea. Last time I asked for audio clips, but now that we've integrated into video, if you want to send us some comments or questions, audio or video, that would be awesome. That would be
we get to see their faces?
Yeah,
maybe?
it'd be really
That'd be
fun.
cool.
Yeah, it'd be really fun. So yeah, he says he wants to do a video question for the next episode, but in the meantime, felt this was hyper relevant to share. He said this is the best power mellow death D&D band from Pittsburgh. And then he says, go Stillers. Does he mean Steelers?
I guess. Maybe he's doing it with like a Pittsburgh accent or something.
I don't know.
That's weird.
Okay,
well... Because our true Pittsburgher... Pittsburghonian, they would never misspell Steelers, dude. So he must be doing some kind of slang. He's got to.
He's got it. Well, I think the other Kyle should write in and let us know. If that's a thing.
That's good.
So, yeah, okay, this is a band called Deathlehem. The song is called Circle of Death.
I'm not going to judge him based on that stupid name.
Yeah, but this is for you, Nick. This is
awesome.
This is for you. Yeah. D&D metal.
Awesome.
Okay, let's check it out.
Nice.
I need my bag of holding. Perception check. That's way too low. I really have no idea what's going on.
By rubbing one of these corpses, I can tell what's going on.
So what's happened here?
Circle of death.
Circle of death? Circle of death?
Circle of death!
Just fucking go, dude. Fucking A, dude.
That's
video,
my last name.
that video had to be seen. That was insane.
Kyle, never email me again.
Kyle, please.
Keep emailing. That was incredible.
Keep emailing. Claudia will love this shit. I mean, this reminded me. Sorry for bursting in. Reminded me very much of Nano War of Steel. I don't know if you guys know the band.
Who?
Nano War of Steel. You know
No.
the band?
No.
Manowar?
They do Nano War. Yeah. It's they device is we take comedy seriously, and their whole team is comedic metal. They have something like their most popular being Norwegian Reggaeton, where reggaeton is the total opposite of metal, you know, things like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
She's very much into trashy things, you know, and this is trash at its best, man, and it's so fucking great. I'll give that
Norwegian
to her.
reggaeton. That's funny, dude.
Yeah. If you guys didn't hear it, didn't see
I'll
it, you
check
should
that out.
check it. Or they made recently something from Iron Maiden, a parody. Anyway, they do take parts of this. I don't know how they haven't been sued yet. You know, because they actually take parts of the songs, you know,
Yeah.
even from Pantera Rock and things like that, and they
They
integrate
actually
it. And
use the songs. Yeah.
they used actually parts of the songs, you know.
Wow.
I-
Interesting.
Yeah, but they make such good comedy, and I stopped because I'm talking too much, and I'm sorry.
No, that's cool.
No,
I'll check
man,
that
this
out
is
for
this
sure.
is a podcast. You're supposed to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And you'll have a lot of talking to do soon when we get into Buckethead.
We can't move on from this video quite yet, dude.
No,
we
no.
live in a glorious time where just like some working dudes that are in just a normal metal band can put their money together, take their instruments out to the
and
forest,
do something like that.
and do some shit like that, because that
Yeah.
was fucking incredible, dude. There was like a go fucking scene. There was a guy, he was polishing his sword. It looked like he was jacking off. Very
Cheers to
funny.
Kyle.
Yeah, cheers
Cheers
to
to
Kyle.
Kyle.
Okay, I take
That
it back,
was
Kyle.
hilarious.
No, I appreciate the email
Yeah, that
and
was
the video.
hilarious.
It's yeah. I'm gonna have to think about that one for a while. I did like the giant 20-sided die. Like that was
Yeah.
really cool.
And he took the soul from that kid too. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I will say the bassist was pretty sick. Like that
Mm-hmm.
little bass breakdown was really cool.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. That's I don't even know what to say about it,
Yeah.
but that was pretty great.
Well, it reminds me though of when I played that RPG store. The two guys that I was playing
Yeah.
with at the venue were like, "What kind of games are you into?" And I was like, "I've never played D&D before. I've never like played any of these role playing games. The music is different in my mind. It's different, and some
Yeah.
kind of like a cinematic thing or something. But yeah, it's just an interesting thing that
Well,
this music kind of goes along with the game playing, and maybe that has a lot to do with the resurgence of Dungeon Synth. Is that the people are listening to it while they play? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely crossover with gaming and obviously Dungeon Synth, but like also think about like Bolt Thrower, the whole Warhammer thing.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me is how like those things can be together. Like Dungeon Synth and D&D to me makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Warhammer and Bolt Thrower makes the most sense, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Aside from imagery wise.
Yep, that's it.
But yeah, but it feels like maybe the projects that influenced you, Nick, as doing your synth thing were influenced by D&D, and you were
Probably.
influenced by them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even realize,
Yeah, or even like the Tolkien stuff, like summoning and stuff like that. That's all kind of, in there too.
Yep.
But I feel like what you're doing with Traveler's Rest isn't really Dungeon Synth either.
No.
It's different.
Not traditionally, yeah.
It's olden synth.
Trying to do a little different,
A little different.
And
yeah.
mine's in my when I'm writing my music, I'm thinking of like 16th century England or something. I'm not thinking about playing a game or whatever.
Right, exactly. But these guys, Bethlehem, big gamers.
They were big gamers, these
Big
guys.
gamers,
100%.
Yeah. Wow.
That was
All right.
awesome.
Well, thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah. Thanks for also subscribing to the Patreon recently. We've got one listener email left. I really enjoyed this one. This one was a really cool one. I'm going to go over this one real quick. It's a little long, but I liked it. The subject is Spitting in the Stomach of Garth Brooks, which I really appreciate because that's a reference to a Self Spiller song,
Nice, dude.
Spitting in the Stomach of Zombies. So she does a TLDR, which I also appreciated. That was really cool. She starts out by saying, "Hi, Jason," and holy shit, it's Nick Wusz.
Amazing.
TLDR is great podcast, thanks. Future episodes, the others in metal, queer folk, black and brown folk, First Nations folk, and inspirations that are not music.
We've thought about that actually.
Yeah,
We
and
will
that's
be doing
something that it's a priority for me. It's a little bit difficult because it is not quite as common, but actually we do have one that kind of touches on that kind of scheduled. Actually, two that kind of touch on those subjects. But yes, definitely something that we want to cover.
Yeah.
Then she goes on to say, "Brutal with a marsupial." Agalock tour in Australia, fucking epic. Thank you to you four and everyone at home holding on the fort. Shoulders out, thanks for being vulnerable. And gateway bands from Garth Brooks to Cannibal Corpse. So pretty sure that's my first TLDR I've ever gotten.
TLDR means too long didn't read. Is that right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep. So it's like the what do they call it? The Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
It's like the Cliff Notes. Okay, so she says, this is from Chantel Ridley. "Thanks for the great podcast. Have been really enjoying the last few months' episodes and very much getting into Dolvin this week."
Oh, nice. Thank you.
That's good news.
Yeah.
In Is Talent Real, you mentioned the idea of having an episode highlighting women and black people in metal. I would love to hear this, as well as the inclusion of queer folk like Liturgy and Power Uno, Uboa from Australia, and First Nations people like Blackbraid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we just said, we definitely want to focus on some of that. We do have something in the works that's related to Blackbraid a little bit. But yeah, we definitely want to focus on that stuff. I am not going to cover Liturgy. Sorry. But yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Liturgy is, what's his name? Hunter Hendricks or something like that. I don't like Liturgy. I don't get the hype. He wrote a black metal manifesto trying to tell people like what black metal is and all this.
Gatekeeping.
But it was like a weird way of gatekeeping. It was like, I'm this young kid from Brooklyn or someplace like that, and this is what black metal should be.
Oh,
and he's
wow.
saying this as like a 20-something-year-old, like 10 years ago,
Yeah, right.
Wow. Yeah.
What made him do that, you think?
I don't know.
What's his
I don't
goal
know.
here?
I don't know. What I would like to cover, though, instead of Liturgy, is Crossspitter and Sonia. Melissa Moore, formerly of Absu, coming out as trans. Yes, Sebastian.
Yes, I want to add something to that, Thing is, a lot of people say a lot of stupid things,
They do.
The problem is when they get attention, who's giving them that attention, and
Right.
if they get that attention, that means other people resonate
Yes.
with that.
That's true.
And that's actually the problem, because if you don't have to search a lot, and you'll see a lot of the most ridiculous shit, and the most outrageous stuff, and if you see that type of person on the street, you'll say, what's with that madman?
Yeah.
When they
Well, it's like-
they gather, that's where the problem lies. That's
it's-
what I will say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't see us covering Liturgy, but yeah, Melissa Moore, Crossspitter, Sonia, for sure. I would love to do that. Yeah, Chantel goes on to say, you also mentioned that you're inspired by a lot of non-music experiences like young people's theater, food and film. This would make a great episode. In your brief unpacking of Agalock's Australia tour, I was really touched by how you expressed your experience of feeding a kangaroo. It would be delightful to hear about how fleeting moments like this are sculpted into sound. P.S. Great pick on the Agalock FB page. Looking totally brutal with a koala.
Yeah, well, that's cool. You guys did that.
I particularly like John's tender touch. Was he consoling it after Hunter beat it up? Guess he wanted to eliminate the cuddly bear competition. That's fair.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, being in Australia was an experience itself, but then getting to feed a kangaroo was really cool. It's just had that nice, like, little moist, like, lips on your hand and the little whiskers, and it was just all cute and cuddly, and yeah, that was pretty great.
As far as like non-music experiences, though, isn't that everything that you do creatively is influenced by those things, right? That's
I think so. Yeah.
it's a combination of like, you know, appreciation of the nature when you're on top of a mountain or whatever it is, and you're putting that into your music. You know, we all do, I think.
Yeah, I think it's unavoidable.
We talked a little bit about that with the chef guy. Sorry.
Yeah, Alex Stupak.
Yeah. With food and how that influences us.
Yeah, film is big for me. Literature, food. I mean, all those things inspire me. The Self-Spiller record that I did was largely about travel and food and allergies. Actually, there's a lot of allergy things going on in there. But I wrote most of that, or all of it, when I was living in Wisconsin, and my allergies were fucking terrible there. So, yeah, a lot of allergy themes there. But yeah, I think that just unavoidably would affect every artist, no matter what the medium is or the experience, I think.
It's hard it's kind of hard to isolate it away from that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, she goes on to say, speaking of talent, or is it hard work, and kangaroos, big love and thanks to Agalloch for taking the time and energy in prepping for and coming to Australia, and to friends and family that held the fort at home to make that possible. Like so many people here, I never thought I would get the chance to see Agalloch live. Thanks for going to the extra effort of our own special tour shirt and poster, and for playing Ghost of the Midwinter Fires for us and getting Hunter in on the ride. I can still feel those blast beats through my whole body. Incredible. Yeah, Hunter's pretty good.
He's amazing. And you guys are really great at creating unique merch.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the Australia shirt.
I don't think I have, dude.
But on the back, it's like the map of Australia. And then John made this really cool, I guess, collage of all of our record covers, like within the boundaries of Australia. And then it has the dates on the back. It was just Sydney and Melbourne. But still, it's like a nice little shirt for Australia.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really nice. I came home with 2, I think.
The fire from Hunter can be felt, and at least that's how, or where I felt it the most. It's where after he describes a melody, a music, a song, a genre, whatever, you know, he mimics it in drum rhythms, you know, in drum beats. He has that thing, and man, that's fire. That's pure passion, you know, and that's just pure, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Also,
he's great.
Hi, Hunter.
Yeah, hi, Hunter.
Hi, Hunter.
Yeah, Sebastian was at Agalloch's first reunion show in Germany, and that's how we know Sebastian. But yeah, he got to see Hunter's very first show with Agalloch.
Nice.
Now I think we've done 5 total, maybe 6. I can't keep track. But yeah, we love Hunter. Hunter's great.
Thankful he's in your band, dude. He's a talented motherfucker.
I think it's hard work, not talent. But yeah. Chantel goes on to say, on a previous podcast, you mentioned you were really self-conscious about your arms. I did say that. At the gigs, after you went off stage and came back with beers and a slight costume change into your singlet, I want to be clear here.
Singlet, dude.
Yeah. It may have looked like a singlet. It's not. What I wear on stage is... Actually, I had to Google singlet to know what that is.
Yeah, is it like a onesie? Or?
It's like a one piece, but like sleeveless.
I see.
It's like a tank top type of thing, but then pants.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that.
I can see why it would look like that, but on stage I wear my black pants and then a sleeveless black shirt, and then I wear a black button down on top of that. And then sometimes after playing for an hour and a half, I'm too sweaty and too hot, and so I take off that button down, and then I just have like a sleeveless plain black shirt. But apparently it looks like a singlet, which is cool. That's fine. Then she says, this is something I would have never have picked you felt self-conscious about. I was at both gigs, and for the Sydney show I was right in front of you, so I have 2 very reliable data points that you were killing it. I appreciate that the podcast is more than music. There is a lot of vulnerability in there. Yeah, I want to touch on that just briefly. I'm really into being vulnerable. You know, I think that's when people really become themselves and who they should be. I really have no patience for...
It's the only way to connect with somebody, really, is if you're able to do that.
I have very little patience for machismo, for that type of stuff. I want to be a vulnerable person. I want to be an emotional person. I want to connect with people. I want to live life to the fullest. I don't want to have to hide behind facades. I don't want to have to hide who I really am. So yeah, I'm going to tell people, like, yeah, for a long time I was really uncomfortable about my arms. I don't really know why. It doesn't really make any sense. I have a little freckle on one of them, but that's about it. But, people have body issues. It happens. But this summer, the beginning of the summer, I was like, I'm going to wear sleeveless shirts this summer for the first time ever. And I'm also going to do that on stage, usually for the encore, for Agalloch. But I started doing it with Moonbladder too. And now I haven't worn a shirt with sleeves in like 4 months. It's so comfortable and it keeps me so much cooler. And I just I'm going to get over that shit, Yeah, exactly. So, this podcast is an interesting vehicle because it's something I said in the moment and didn't really think about, and now it's coming back.
Right.
And I appreciate that too. It's
somebody noticed that you were being that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you'd like to, tell the people here?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, Sebastian. You want to be vulnerable?
Oh no, this is me just being me, truthful. Actually, I never seen that as vulnerable. Okay, thing is like this. I didn't wrote or specified in the email, even though Nick, how did he do that? Thing is, when I made the song,
Yeah.
the initial thing was me and Claudia making the song together. She had to prepare a girl for a bit not going a lot into that. She had to prepare a girl for university entrance, so I was left alone, and I used all the tools I could possibly do, and I did use AI. Okay, so I want.
Interesting.
I want to say,
okay.
Yeah, I actually did use the AI because I had no medium where to record. I tried guitar in my past, but I have I call it polenta fingers. So yeah,
Polenta fingers.
polenta fingers. In
Very
Romania
good.
sounds even better, mămăligă.
I love
fingers.
polenta, so yeah, I'm all about that.
Okay. So what I did was like this. Okay, if I put in Agalloch type lyrics. It will come out something very trashy. I knew what I wanted. I wanted something testosterone driven, something like will make you go punch the wall or some shit.
Yeah.
So where my work and actually my work was most into it and 100% was the lyrics, because if you read the lyrics or read them, only by spoken word they are musical. It's almost like at least that's how I thought them, put them in. There's a lot of thought behind them. Every word has a shitload of backstory, a shitload of heavy. There's a continuation and everything. Okay, so I put it into the eye. A lot of tries, and even when the bass line came out, I wasn't satisfied. I modified the drums. There are actually 2 songs because what I integrated was the female vocal part. There are 2 songs in there. I mean, I did a lot of editing. I put in some work, but with what I had, I did the best I could. And I know I probably most likely disappoint you guys, but
This is an exclusive. Fucking Sebastian.
Yeah.
No, it's all good, man. You're being honest about it now. It's fine.
That's great, and it hasn't.
I wanted from you guys to hear it from me.
I think
that's
at
great.
some point I was gonna like dissect that shit, and I was gonna ask you like explicitly, how did you do that? Because it's heavy and it's got some great guitar work, and it's just like, and the production's really good. I was wondering how the fuck you did that.
I used NCH software, and I don't know why the audio recorder doesn't work, because I'm using Windows based one. Okay. And I use mostly for editing the song, because that's what I use even when I put in my stupid stories or something like that. I care about it because whatever, doesn't matter. So that's basically it. I wanted you guys to hear it from me face to face, point blank.
Awesome.
If it wasn't for the invite, I would have written the next thing, and I'm still overwhelmed by the fact that you guys love this so much. I
Yeah,
put
man.
as much as I could my heart into it. You know, just know that. Just
Yeah, no,
just
it's-
know
no,
that.
it's-
Just
it
know
shows,
that.
dude. It
Okay.
No, we love it. We appreciate it. That's
and
awesome.
the
And
artwork
that's-
that you've created and stuff. I mean, you've done a lot, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty incredible.
and it's really cool to admit that. And it's also cool
Yes.
because it hasn't aired yet, but on Monday, our episode is all about AI and music. So it's very appropriate for what we've been talking about. So
Yep.
Without even being asked, you know, one thing, and yeah, whatever. I just wanted, you know, and I was keep waiting for that moment, you know, when
Nice.
something,
nice. Yeah.
something, you know, and okay,
Yep.
this is the
Here it
moment.
is.
This is
This
the
is
moment.
it.
Here,
Yep.
this is it. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. She goes on to talk about the gateway bands. She says, and on gateway bands, you can literally go from listening to Garth Brooks to Cannibal Corpse. Growing up in rural Australia, and not to fit the stereotype, I did have pet kangaroos in the 80s.
Amazing.
There was little influence or access to outside subcultures. I grew up in an extended family household. So my musical exposure was diverse and limited. It wasn't until we got pay TV when I was 15 that my life changed. I got home after school, flipped the music channel on, and White Zombie's More Human Than Human came on. My mind was blown. From there, I sought out heavier music on the channel and started getting up at 3 a.m. to video record Rage, a music program, and tape 3 hours of Power on the alternative music radio station. I know it was soon after this that I got exposed to Cannibal Corpse.
Wow.
So it was not a direct line from Garth Brooks to Cannibal Corpse, but close enough, and even my nan didn't mind it.
Really? Wow. That's awesome.
Hope all is well as in the Pacific Northwest, and very happy to hear that Hunter and his family are okay from the wild weather they had down south. I have a totally irrational fear, but I'm fucking terrified of tornadoes. Yeah, I don't think that's irrational. I mean,
No, it's not. It's natural for humans, I think, to be afraid of those.
huge destructive weather events that can kill you. That being afraid of that is not irrational.
Maybe it is because they don't get many in Australia or something.
Yeah, like in Montana, you don't really get tornadoes. I guess being afraid of it there would be strange, but still, like, yeah. I'm terrified of tornadoes too. Best wishes to you both for your upcoming gigs. Big love from the Pacific Northwest of Australia, Tasmania.
Nice.
And then she says, I think giving you my phone number might be moving a bit too fast. I think it's best if we correspond some more before we move to that. Yeah.
That was great. Jesus.
Yeah, so that's
Amazing.
I mean, that's awesome. Australia. It's great that people are listening in Australia.
And that musical evolution. I don't know. You've talked about that as before too. You went pretty extreme really quickly as well too.
I did, yeah. I mean, I was into like hair metal. I was like Motley Crue, Cinderella, that type of stuff. And then I discovered punk, and then it was Ramones, Black Flag, Germs, and then from there it was immediately Autopsy, Carcass.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Early Sepultura, stuff like that. Totally skipped over the traditional metal. Skipped over
You did.
Metallica, Slayer.
Yeah.
I didn't get into Metallica and Slayer until, mid 2000s maybe.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, never really listened. I was like, why would I listen to Metallica when I can listen to Obituary? I was just like,
Sure.
because I was into the power. I was into the darkness. I'm like, Metallica's not dark. They're not powerful. But then I was able to go back. And so Metallica and Slayer are like the two bands that I went back and love. And now I love both those bands. There are other ones that I've tried to go back and it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
now I love Metallica and Slayer. So,
Sure.
yeah. Yeah. Well, Sebastian, you ready to get into some Buckethead?
One mention beforehand.
One mention, okay. Yeah.
Koala's been mentioned so many times that me and Claudia have us saying quality time instead of quality time.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah. Quality
You're gonna-
time. And where she's the koala and she just, that's it. And I'm
That's
between
good.
them
That's good. Quality time. I like that. I love good puns and koala jokes.
two. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sebastian, you had a couple of songs you wanted to play from Buckethead. But I
Well,
kind of
let's start real quickly about why he's here.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Both, okay,
Yeah,
sorry. We
yeah,
are
yeah.
both really
No.
curious about we both know about Buckethead on surface level, but
yeah, we saw him together
the
like
cult of
20
we did.
years ago.
10 years ago, 15 years ago. But the
Yeah.
cult of Buckethead has grown since that time. And it's grown into something that I was surprised about. So I would love to learn more about that.
Yeah, how'd you get into Buckethead? Why are you so passionate about him? Like, lay it on us.
Okay. First things first, the cult of Buckethead, I don't think that's actually a deserved thing. Well, in a way it is, because there's Buckethead land, burning all the caves and things like that, yeah.
It seems like they have a passionate fan base, that's for sure.
Yeah. But instead, I mean, they don't have a cult mind like thinking such as,
I think I'm using that term loosely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
lot of, they have a lot of fans that then, he has
okay,
a lot of fans,
how I discovered Buckethead. Thing is like this. In high school, I downloaded off the internet from a Russian torrent, just metal. I was into discovering metal. No one in my friends group was listening to what I was listening. It was a bit too dark for them. And I'm in high school, and I remember like it was yesterday. I get out of the high school entrance. It was finishing hours, and these songs came in. Soothsayer, I think is the most common known one. I was so fucking astonished. I was so fucking like, I had a high school friend of mine who, even in smoke breaks or things like that, hey man, he was giving me a friendly slap. Come on man, take one one earpiece off.
Yeah.
I went to him, dude, listen to this. I went, dude, just listen to this. And everyone listen to this, listen. I was in such an excitement, gratitude. I was so glad that I discovered something so great. It took me, I don't know, 1-2 months, to get into some other tracks. And I think Kolma. I heard the first time Machete. I heard Whitewash. I don't know, it took me half a year. I just listened to those songs on repeat for half a year, and I just delved into it. And thing is, from that point on, bands just started to disappear from my playlist. Things that I would see them as a banger. I was just I just want to feel the energy they just started to disappear. I had to remind myself in regards to other bands, but only the ones that I just feel them like on repeat, things like that remained. And I don't
Were
know.
you more into like the shredding stuff? Because he's got different genres, right? He's got the Kolma's very different than Buckethead Land or whatever. And so were you more coming at it from a guitarist standpoint or from just a songwriting? Maybe you enjoyed the songwriting, or what was it?
Just the emotional output,
Yeah, it's pretty incredible how diverse it is, really, because the shredding shit is very different than Kolma. Kolma's is fucking incredible. But
I've never listened to the recordings ever. This is like virgin listen for me. I've never listened to Buckethead. I mean, I saw the show with you, and that's my only exposure.
Yeah.
I see you sing some of my stories where I put in some bits of the songs, or you were just skipping. Or
I whenever I'm on my phone, I have the volume off completely.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I-
No, I
Vulnerability.
imagine. No,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's understandable. I mean, even
sorry.
No, man. No, Jason. I'm crazy, in that term, because I don't post 50 seconds type of shit, or I post the whole bit. If they could have let me the whole 15 minutes,
Yeah.
the whole 15 minutes, if could have let me the whole fucking Discord, fuck yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's okay,
funny.
man. It's expected.
I always look at
yeah.
your stories, but honestly, it's a huge pet peeve of mine when people are scrolling and the volume's on, and it's like this noise and then this noise and then this video, and I'm like, it just drives me crazy. So I always have my volume totally off unless there's something I want to like listen to.
Yeah.
In regards to that, I put my phone to socializing mode, where I see all the stories. No one gets left behind. But the phone is somewhere in a corner, thing like that. But when, in the subjects that I'm interested, things like that, I go and check myself. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Mostly because of that. Because yeah, there's a lot of spam things that I don't want to see, things like that. But yeah, you know, being a nice guy, but you know, just to myself in a way. Yeah, it's a bit of an introverted way, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So were you starting with Buckethead? Were you starting at the beginning of his shit, or were you just like jumping in right where he was at the time that you listened to it?
Okay. So when I started, no, it was way. I mean, his first output was when I was born in '89. You know.
Yeah. Well, is it that long ago? Shit, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I probably didn't hear him until '96 or something.
His first album was in '91.
Okay.
So I think it was no, it wasn't Buckethead Land 1. I need to check it anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so no. Thing is, there was no way for me. That's what I'm trying to point out. There was no way for me to start when he started.
No, I was just wondering if you started like if it was 2004, maybe you started in 2004, whatever he was putting out at that moment.
Like the current releases.
Oh yeah. I was keep updating my player, you know.
Yeah, I bet.
Where I was on point whenever he put something new. I was there. Okay, he put this. I have to add it to my player. I had such a structured way, you know, of okay, this is from albums. This is from self-releases. This is with other bands. This is.
Yeah.
I had the whole thing, you know, and I had it on a hard drive. It was a hard drive special for Buckethead, but one time it crashed. It crashed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I felt yeah. And from that point on, I'm just on his Buckethead Pikes, you know, his Bandcamp. And whenever he puts something new, I go, I listen, things like that. I keep away, and yeah, if I'm not into building the whole high quality audio setup, I just, you know, on the go, YouTube, things like that.
Is there a certain style of his that's your favorite? Because he does all kinds of shit, right? Like. Every album's different, probably. Maybe even every song, like the stuff he's creating.
He excels so much in all of them that I really do not have one. I think it may be cliche to say that, you know,
sure.
or common.
No, it's real though. Yeah.
It's as truthful as I can be. I mean, and as easy I can go to a song that will just fucking demoralize you, man. You know, just put you down.
Yeah.
You know. To the next song that will just lift you up to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's an amazing songwriter, and does he do all the stuff himself as well, the other instruments, or does he have a band that he plays with?
He started doing most of the things himself. Okay, even the bass. There's actually a very important topic in regards to that, but I don't want to get too much off topic. There's a lot to say to Buckethead. There's such a shit ton to say when it comes to Buckethead, man. And a lot to listen, even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Then talk some more, okay?
Yeah.
But Brain Mantia, you know, and he was in Primus also.
Oh yeah, Brain. Yeah.
Okay. He did most of the drummings for him, you know.
I see. Nice.
Different artists collaborated with him, and at some point, but most of the stuff he does it alone because there's no one that can just put in the time. He had a period when he put out an album a day, and
exactly.
in that one album, I mean, most of the bands don't put out in their careers. I mean. From solos, from everything, from composition, everything in one song. Many bands. I mean, I can just name so many.
Do you think it's AI, dude?
He's the AI. I was thinking about this today.
I mean,
he's the fucking AI. He's the fucking AI. He's the fucking alien. He's in human form. You know.
He is.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I have so many questions. Have you seen him live before?
That was my question. You stole my question.
Sorry.
That's the only question I had because I don't know Buckethead very well.
No. From
No,
my
you haven't.
top,
No.
top, Buckethead is the only one to have a check mark on the bucket list. You know?
The bucket list, yeah.
Do you know what was going on with the drama that there was this summer when he was playing, and there was somebody like a guest performer,
Madeleine-
a female?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, what was that all
Madeleine-
about?
Yeah, the thing is, Buckethead didn't mind all the critics in regards to her singing or whatever. He had 3 albums put out with her. You know, he had it on
Oh.
his official Buckethead website and things like that. The thing is, I think the girl just didn't appreciate it. You know,
I see.
don't think,
So she
I don't
wasn't
think,
performing well on stage. Is that what was happening, or?
I don't think that was the problem. I mean, he has some. If you listen to songs on his Buckethead Land 2 album, and the singing on that songs is so trashy that you like it. You know.
I see.
I
I
mean,
see, I see, I
I
see.
mean,
Yeah.
this. There was a song, "They Stole My Chickens." I don't think that was the main problem. And also,
see.
he can adapt to make it sound good. That's a very important thing.
So
Yeah.
was it the
Okay.
fans then that were overreacting, or like what was the?
So what was the
None
deal
of
with
those-
what happened here?
She did the biggest mistake of them all. She made something like a selfie, you know, in which only the back of Buckethead and a bit of a part of his face was seen, but not his whole face. And she posted that photo, where his
Oh.
expression is the most intangible thing, you know.
I see.
That's the problem. And Buckethead deleted from Buckethead Land everything he recorded, did with her. He just deleted it. I know the girl deleted it for 1 day
Oh wow.
and then put it back.
Oh
She
wow.
put
Wow.
it back after. Yeah, in my opinion, she just didn't appreciate it. She just
Yeah,
didn't
right.
Right.
appreciate it. You know, she met him in something like a pub or something. You know, in
Oh really? Oh wow.
yeah. It was nothing
Without his
music.
mask, and he was just being himself, probably. And
Yeah.
so she didn't know that his
She
history with that.
She found out later. She found out who he is and things like
Yeah.
that.
Oh wow.
And yeah, there
Have
were
you-
speculations that she was his niece, that she was his some kind of lover, things like.
Oh, wow.
No, nothing like that. You know that.
Yeah.
No shit like that.
Do
She-
you know much about it, or he doesn't? I mean, he's hardly ever had any interviews without the bucket, right? He's hardly ever himself, whoever himself is. Maybe he is Buckethead. Who knows? But
You should hear about the stories with Guns N' Roses and managers and talking to a puppet.
I imagine
Yeah.
that's such a weird thing that
Yes!
happened. How the fuck did that even happen?
Yeah, he was in Guns N'
Oh,
Roses.
the Guns N' Roses shit is the biggest stain on his career. I underline that.
Yeah. You mean as far as like his exposure, or what are you talking about?
It saddens me whenever I hear, oh, Buckethead, he was a Guns N' Roses, thing like that.
Oh, I see.
It saddens
Right.
me that so much to hear because,
Yeah.
man,
exactly.
that's not his main thing. That's not who we are. Anyway,
But that's what
your
people always
question
talk
again.
about.
Your question again, Nick. Sorry.
Just like, who is he really? Like, does he? I mean, he isn't in interviews. Do not show him as a real person. He show him as
He
his
has
character.
only one interview with
Oh.
his psychologist. It's a lengthy interview. That's the only one.
What?
At least that I
Wow.
don't know. Yeah, when he discussed his problems, that's how his heart problems came out.
Oh yeah.
You know that medical condition. You mentioned
Yeah.
that before. And that's how that came out. And yeah, you get and since the previous talking subject was sensibilities, you know, he discussed sensibilities, presents his persona. He's the purest being you can ever imagine from. And yeah, at this moment is coming from me. But you should hear Serge Tankian talking about it. You should hear John Fries or whoever. You know, he doesn't drink coffee, doesn't have tattoos, doesn't drink. A lot of speculations of him smoking weed, drugging himself. No shit like that. Not. He's just pure light, man. You know.
He is. It seems like he's like permanently on another plane of existence.
Well, he was born in a coop, right?
He was born in a coop. so-
Yeah, born in a coop, raised in a cage, something like that.
Yeah. And then came out to grow in a flying saucer bucket shape or something like that. Alien.
So do you think he's just like an ultra creative person and he really doesn't enjoy the limelight or anything that comes out of it, but he still wants his fans to hear his music? Like, what's that all about? Why even put music out there for people when you're that kind of person, you know? He doesn't want fame. He doesn't want
For
attention.
fun.
Any of this
For
stuff.
fun.
For fun?
Yeah, that's the main thing. For fun, expressing himself for fun. If it ain't fun, it's something like a core element to him. If it ain't fun, he just won't do it.
Yeah, but is it fun to like draw attention to yourself when he doesn't really want that? It would be fun to make the music and just keep it on his hard drive or something.
But if
He
you're hiding behind a persona, then I think that anonymity would make a huge difference, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's
but
true.
he does it in the most modest way because he doesn't do it in a persona. Think of black metal. You know, you present yourself as bigger, menacing,
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He does it in the most childish, clownish way. Buckethead, he said things like that. At his concerts,
Yeah.
he gives kids toy as gifts. You know,
Oh wow, awesome.
yeah, he does that. And he does exchange gifts. Some other fans give him gifts as well, you know,
Oh,
and
that's
things
cool.
like
That's
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's wholesome from that point of view. So
Well, his
no,
album Colma was about his mom, right? Like the whole thing was about his mother,
yeah,
if I remember right.
she was in the hospital bed. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. That's so beautiful to think about, like where that inspiration for that album came from.
Well, you should listen the song he made after his mother died. Hold Me Forever.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's a 30 minutes length song.
Wow.
It's
Yeah, I'll check that out.
mostly solos, and I at least I can get out of it. You know, it's among also the most favorites, and he made also an album for his father after he died.
Oh,
You know?
awesome.
Wow.
Heaven is Your Home, I think it is called, and there's two songs. Heaven is Your Home and Always Watching. Always Watching is my favorite. Yeah, from that.
He certainly, he sounds to me like he is able to tap into his emotion with his guitar. Like he's able to express himself. There's a few guitarists that can do that. David Gilmour comes to mind. Maybe there's some others, but he can speak with his fucking guitar. It's pretty incredible.
He's so closed in, so fucking closed in, that when he uses his guitar to express himself, he just bursts, man. You know, he's just all out there, and that's why he just is able to put out so much and so much and so much and so much. And
Because it's his
paradoxical-
way of communicating. It's like
Ex-
that's how he communicates.
And where
Oh,
the
that's
lyrics, the listener makes them.
Because there are no lyrics, right?
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Wow. Well, let's.
Exactly.
So Sebastian, you mentioned a like little welcome video that's kind of like a nice intro to Buckethead or something like that. Before we watch that, do you want to like explain what this is?
Yeah, it's a continuation of Buckethead Land 1, his album. Actually, this one has lyrics, you know. I think, and I might be wrong, that Les Claypool or Bill Laswell wrote them. One of them.
Okay.
Too. I know. I'll be corrected. You know. I don't know everything.
Yeah, everybody write in and correct Sebastian on that.
Correct.
Please
everything
do,
he said.
please do. And also,
Hate.pod.music@gmail.com.
and also, to every Vivid Buckethead fan that will listen to the song I chose, I'm sorry if I'll displease you, but I think you can understand me that when you have so many choices, what do you do, man? And I chose them in a way that they can be played fully, start to finish during the podcast.
Nice.
Great. Yeah, let's check out this this one that Sebastian picked out. A little video here. And so this is called Welcome. And is it from the Buckethead Land album?
2, Buckethead Land 2.
2. Okay. All right. Let's check it out.
Aboard an old pirate ship made of wet souls, we plunder and pillage from north to south poles. We only steal metal like guns, tanks, and toasters. We melt it all down and we make roller coasters.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's not at all what I expected.
Did he write the lyric, or is that what you talking about? That's Les Claypool or Bill Laswell?
Yeah, he didn't wrote the lyrics.
I see.
From what I know, he didn't wrote the lyrics. He has actually one song in which he sings.
Oh, really?
And it's called Danielle, and it's made in fun, for the fun sakes, and it's about serving a prostitute.
Okay. Wow.
Do you know anything about his personal life? Like if he has a girlfriend or a wife or anything like that?
I don't think no one knows, and
no one knows. Yeah.
And even if I knew, to respect to him, I don't think I will. You get me, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
From what I know, I don't know. I really don't know, man. I really don't know. Okay.
He's an interesting dude.
He is. Super interesting dude.
Well, let's play one with some music.
Yeah. What do you want to play first, Sebastian? You gave me a list of a few things that I added them all to the I Hate Music Spotify playlist.
Nice.
Do you have one you want to start with?
Yeah, in the order that I gave them. I think the next one is handprint ornament, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's what I remember. I added them in order, I believe, here. Handprint ornament. So this is off of the 3-foot clearance record. Do you have anything to say about this song? Like why you chose it?
Just be emotionally prepared.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Emotionally prepared. Here we are. Buckethead with handprint ornament.
That was fucking great, dude.
I didn't know that he played guitar.
What?
I'm kidding. No, that was amazing, man. That was great.
Beautiful.
That was
Man,
so cool.
He was feeling it from his soul. You can tell. Fucking awesome.
That tone too.
There are so many. Just deep cutting. Just leaves you perplexed. Things like that. From him. There really are.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I really loved that. I've never listened to Buckethead outside of seeing that one show. I mean, at least I don't think I have. But yeah, that's way up my alley. Like, that was fantastic. Have you heard that one before, Nick?
Nope. Yeah, you know, besides Colma and then the shredding stuff, this is somewhere in between, which is really awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Should we move on to the next one, Sebastian? You picked out another one to listen to. I think it's Flock of Slunks.
Yes.
What's a slunk? Because I saw that somewhere else in his stuff too, I think.
Yeah, that's a whole thematic. You know, a slunk is something like would you call a symbol of Buckethead land, where it's a freshly born calf. You know, and I think before 3 or 4 months you can cut a calf to eat it. You know,
Yeah.
And the slunks are that, and he has albums Cyborg Slunks and things like that. It's his world, you know. I mean,
So a slunk is a cow calf, less than 3 months old.
Yeah, something like that.
When you eat.
It's very specific.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, let's check it out.
You'll hear fans with slunk, a lot of slunk references, you know, in their name.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, it says Flock of Slunks by Buckethead off the Inbred Mountain record. Here we go.
Fuck yeah, dude. Damn.
That was awesome.
That was really great.
That was great.
They built it up. He built it up into that fucking amazing solo at the end. Jesus.
I envy you guys. I envy you for the first
time hearing that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Virgin listens.
Yeah. That was incredible. Damn.
That was great. Neither one of those songs is what I expected to hear tonight. So I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Well, I think that's the glory of Buckethead is that he does all kinds of different shit.
That's right.
And he's all over the place.
Same like Agalloch.
Well, yeah.
Same like Opeth or not most recently, but yeah.
Yeah. Taking influences from all over the place and putting it into a blender. Yeah.
Yeah. From that, it was some of the subject. Okay, I didn't take notes, but in my mind, it was one of the things I want to touch on, because he's just the ultimate form of what I found in Draconian. It's one of my three. Okay, Agalloch, Draconian, Opeth, and Buckethead is the supreme form of that, and also what Buckethead is my light, Buckethead is just pure light for me, whereas these bands are the darkness protecting it.
Right, that makes sense to me.
That's good.
Yeah, and my core, where I resonate the utmost is with Buckethead, and where it comes to all the dark things, I mean, yes, it's dark things, but those are, for those three, and it has the Triskelion Jason. So yeah,
I think that's what makes him so special is that he takes that darkness and that light, and that's within all of us, right? We all have dark side, light side. Especially as metalheads, we appreciate the dark side, but having that light side is also what kind of balances us out.
Oh yeah,
Buckethead does it, dude. He does it.
Yeah.
Wow. So if there was any listeners to the podcast that aren't familiar with Buckethead at all, if you had to recommend like a record to start with, Sebastian, what would you have them start with?
Whatever, just go random.
Just go for it.
Go for it. Just gotta go for it.
Just go random. I mean it. Just go random.
Yeah.
It's hard to just search Buckethead on YouTube and not find something you like from 2-3 songs. I totally mean that.
Yeah.
Also, he has some let's say experimental stuff. Okay. Some weird stuff that but apart from that, I mean, that's just just a side of it. Apart from that, you just go random. I mean, if you want to listen to something more melodic, more there's a shit ton to choose from, and in this second song I chose it. It was so hard to choose.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, sure. It was so fucking hard to choose. Okay. I wanted in as much of a small time frame to capture the more of him, all of him as much as I could.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's impossible though, because
it's hard to do. I mean, we're only getting a glimpse of Buckethead here.
For
this
sure.
is going to be difficult to
encapsulate this guy's discography within like 10 minutes You know, impossible.
I mean, the shred stuff, the early stuff, and then Praxis, and all these things were kind of what he was known for. But since then, is when I went off the shelf with him. He's just developed this whole another side of himself, which I don't know. It's really cool, and I don't think the world was ready for it in the '90s. I think it had to have happened now when he could have the power to release it independently and as much of it as possible. You know, he couldn't have done that with a fucking record label.
Kudos to you, Nick. I really want to say this. Kudos to you, Nick, because when Steve Vai was mentioned, you said, nah, Buckethead is not like Steve Vai because Steve Vai is one directional.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Steve Vai
you.
is impersonating Eddie Van Halen, basically.
Yeah.
No.
Buckethead's his own thing, and people don't talk about Buckethead in
By the
the
way,
conversation of guitarists.
No,
Why?
they don't.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay. I'm ready.
What is this sign? What is
The
this
sign of the devil.
The horns.
Yeah.
It's a bucket.
It is a bucket.
It
You're
is.
right.
It's a bucket.
And buckets are the most defined because we wear the devil sign, the 60 sign on our head.
That's
good,
right.
dude. That's really good.
That's great.
Yeah, I have you know, as in regards to lyrics to Buckethead, I have some writings of my own, and shout out to Buckethead Disciple. You know, he actually published me. You know, in regards to poetic writings, he gave me the title of Ekphrasis. Okay.
What's that mean?
It's the person that takes art form and it reinterprets it in a different art form. There's a YouTube video for that and things like that. And yeah, I have some writings. I mean, I manifest myself. I just manifested. You know, I wrote, as I could.
Did they honor you with the bucket, or did you buy that yourself, or did you make it?
Oh, this was actually a gift. It's an OG bucket from USA. It was a gift from Bucketbot. Yeah.
Wow.
The sticker as well. I sent gifts as well. You know, it was some time ago, but yeah.
What's the funeral? What does that mean to Buckethead when he has a funeral on it?
Oh yeah. He wants to burn all KFCs in the world.
I see.
He wants to burn them?
He wants to destroy all KFCs in the world because they mistreat chickens.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was, as we know, born in a coop.
Yeah,
Does he consider himself a human because he was born in a coop? But he was a human born in a coop, right?
That's just you know, for the persona, for the Buckethead persona. His private life. He actually has on an album, you know, he has a picture with his father embracing his son. But even so, he was young. I think he was 17, 18 or something. He is with his back turned. You know, there are some photos of him in which his face is shown, but it's from long ago.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we should move on to a segment. You guys ready for a segment?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's do a...
It's T-shirt of the day. It's a T-shirt of the day.
A lot of pressure on this show.
Ew, what are you wearing? Let's find out. It's a T-shirt of the day.
Thank you to Adam Stacy for that, as always.
Thank you, Adam. That's a good one.
Going to see him tonight at his place for a Halloween party.
Nice.
Okay, Sebastian, show us your T-shirt.
Fucking hell yeah. Agalok, don't bring
Agalok.
John home. The present from you, Jason. The presents from you, Jason.
Well, Sebastian, he was the only person, but also the best person to write a Heat Music theme song. So I sent him a giant care package that he received just yesterday, right?
Amazing.
The timing was great.
Yeah, that's great timing.
Yeah, I sent him an Agalok shirt that was only available at the San Francisco show that we had earlier in the year. And he's wearing that right now, and he looks very cute wearing it.
Yeah, he looks really cute.
Yeah. Nick Wusz. Holy shit, Nick Wusz. What are you wearing? Oh, Phil Collins flipping everybody off. Wow. I love it. It reminds me...
Isn't that cool? Because it's like it's supposed to be like a rebellious, you know, Phil Collins is...
Yeah.
Dude, Actually, what we're talking about here is relative to Phil because he has a dark side and his songs have darkness in them, but he's also writes the poppiest shit in the world.
Yeah,
So it's kind of, I feel like that's partly what's inside of all of us, and me especially. I feel that lightness when he sings about love and the lightness. I feel it, but I also really, really feel the dark stuff that he's talking about with divorce and the homeless people and all these things that he talks about in his songs. You know.
Well,
it's a funny shirt where he's obviously kind of like a lighthearted. He's remembered as just like an '80s relic or whatever. So seeing him flip somebody off is kind of funny.
Well, it's like
Do
that
I need
Johnny.
to explain it further?
No, I think we got it. But it's like that Johnny Cash photo where he's,
that's what it's.
There's a Gigi Allen one that's kind of like that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gigi Allen. Nick Wusz got me into Gigi Allen many years ago.
Nice.
So I didn't prepare for this at all, so I feel a little strange. But I'm wearing my own T-shirt, Cross Paths.
It's a really cool logo, dude.
It's one of my favorite. I'm going to take this jacket off because it is like hot in here.
You gotta let those arms out.
Oh yeah, the arms. Sleeveless shirt. Yeah, this is a Cross Paths T-shirt, but I cut the sleeves off, just to be more comfortable when it's
Stand
warm.
up a little bit so we can see it.
Okay, hold on. Let me stand up. Yep.
Yeah.
The logo.
Fucking
So
hell, yeah.
awesome. It's a great logo, dude.
Yeah, I love that logo. It's very, very cool.
I didn't know about crosspaths until the fucking load of gifts from you and.
Oh, you didn't know about it?
Nice.
Yeah, I think I sent you.
I
sent you a
searched
shirt,
it up.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Well, Jason has a lot of projects, so
I
it's
do,
okay
yeah,
if you can't keep up with all of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Again,
no,
I said in the previous email. No, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. So T-shirt of the day.
Speaking of logos and stuff, it seems like Buckethead creates his own art as well. Like
good question.
He's like he's coming up with some funny computer graphics and stuff for some of those album covers. That's all I have to say.
Okay, no, it's not funny computer graphics. It's just him being childish. He says something like
Childish.
say, yeah,
Yeah.
he's totally, even if in a paperback or something, you just do what you feel and do it till the end, no matter what everyone says. Things
I
like
love
that.
that. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are actually those paintings are actually bought for by Bucketbots. There are paintings.
Is that what they
for
call
sale.
their fans? Bucketbots?
fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
He has songs dedicated to Bucketbot jingle, things like that. Yeah, it's hilarious. Awesome. It's hilarious. But he's also a painter, and the artwork, I think for the most of it, because it's very close to his paintings, I think he does this himself.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to look into that a little bit more because it feels like, a lot of our lives as we grow up, we try to push away that childishness, and in the quest of being responsible and mature and all these things. But Buckethead is kind of inspiring me to, forget about all that shit and remember. Like when was the time when we were most innocent? When was the time when we were in touch with ourselves and not trying to be somebody else.
Yeah. But he has something like a great balance because when it comes to social things, he's he's very balanced. He's very he knows limits, boundaries, things like that.
Yeah.
And then when everyone crosses them, he just fucks off.
Yeah.
He doesn't care and things like that.
Yeah.
Also, when
is that what happens? Sometimes I hear about his live shows. He leaves early, or he doesn't finish, or maybe the crowd wasn't giving him what he wanted, or something. He does seem like he,
I never heard of things like this.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
I never heard. I mean, even if his guitar doesn't work. I mean, at one point, a string from his guitar broke, and he just played without a string or things like that. He doesn't do that shit. Okay, he really doesn't.
Nick is trying to spread lies, I guess.
Oh my God, I didn't.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
False news.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's
did
okay.
He, in regards to the GNR stuff, did he actually end up playing live with them, or was that just like brief studio thing that he
Okay,
was doing.
when it comes to false news, no one is bigger than GNR in regards to Buckethead.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the thing is like this. Axl Rose actually went all the way to Buckethead land to get Buckethead on. Okay, Buckethead didn't want to go in for the money, for the fame, for nothing. He just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Axl signed a contract with Buckethead in a spooky house, something like a spooky castle at Disneyland.
Okay.
Yeah, a haunted house, in the haunted house.
Yeah.
And he came in for a very, very rare or very hard to find hand puppet. That's the reason.
Okay.
That's the reason he joined in, for the most part. You know?
So Axl had the puppet, or Buckethead had the puppet?
Axl had the puppet and gave
see.
to Buckethead as
and
a
Bucket
gift.
was like, this guy is cool because he's got the puppet.
A gift for Christmas. Axl went to Disneyland and ride carousels with Buckethead because Buckethead is a Disney freak. Yeah, man. Those are facts, okay? Those are fucking facts. And even now, Axl regrets Buckethead, you know, because I know that in 2010, during one of his concerts, he just took a KFC bucket and put it on his head. And I don't know exactly there, maybe two years ago or something like that, he just came out on a scene with a hand puppet mentioning Buckethead, things like that. A guy that was something like a record manager, I don't know. Anyway, a lot of rumors, even from Axl. When Buckethead left from Guns N' Roses because they couldn't finish Chinese Democracy, you know, in something like, I know they released it in 2006, it took something like 6-8 years, I don't remember exactly.
Longer than that, I think,
Yeah. Buckethead just left. He was like, they can't put out an album in 8 years, and he put it, I don't know, 200, I don't know
40,
how many.
like 400 albums in 8 years. Yeah.
I don't know how many. He has 822 solo albums at this point. without his 26 bands. He has an solo. He has a lot of work done with Viggo Mortensen. Shit of music done for games, things like that. Anyway,
Viggo Mortensen, the actor.
Dude, search it. Just search it and listen to
what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, with Viggo Mortensen.
What does Viggo play?
Something like acoustic, mostly words spoken, rarely sing.
Okay,
nice. Something ambiental, for the most part. Okay. And yeah, Buckethead went to Guns N' Roses, and Axl really wanted him, and Buckethead thought that since he got the hand puppet as a gift, that Axl actually cared in some measure about him, but actually cared only about himself. At least that's my opinion. And you know that thing when you don't know what you had until you lost it. Yeah, that's the thing.
But Axl must have on some level understood Buckethead for maybe just a brief moment or something. But that dude's a fucking egomaniac for sure. So I don't know how that would work. But
the thing is, what Axl did good instead of Ozzy Osbourne is that he let Buckethead keep his bucket on. Because there's actually a Revolver interview, and I really want to read this. You know, where
did Ozzy try to get Buckethead?
Yeah, man. Instead of Randy Rhoads. Dude, listen.
Randy Rhoads? I mean, that was fucking Buckethead was a baby.
I don't know. Something like a guitarist.
Maybe Zakk Wylde or something,
okay. I mean, as the placement for a guitarist, okay?
Maybe of course,
Sorry. Okay, and thank you for
No, that's fine. It must have been Zakk Wylde or something, but that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, let me pull out the what actually Ozzy says about his interaction with Buckethead.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah. Because Ozzy will tell it like it is, right, Jason?
That's right. Tell it like it is.
I feel like I'm asking Sebastian all these questions. I hope I'm not interrupting you, Jason. I'm sorry.
No, you're good because, like I said, I don't know enough to ask the questions. So
I'm
this
really
is
intrigued here.
This is Nick Wusz podcast.
Yeah,
here.
I didn't realize it was gonna be. I just thought I'd just start spitballing.
Okay, so here are Ozzy's words.
Okay.
They are actually quoted. Okay. Maybe the previous has some relevance. What about Zakk Wylde? Okay, because you said Zakk Wylde. He's fucking nuts. It depends on a lot of things. He'll probably be with me. I don't know at this point. I really want to find someone to write with too. Have you held any auditions? I tried out that Buckethead guy. I met with him and asked him to work with me, but only if he got rid of the fucking bucket. So I came back a bit later, and he's wearing the green, this green fucking Martian hat thing. He got rid of the bucket, you get me? I said, look, just be yourself. He told me that his name was Brian. So I said, that's what I call him. And he says, no one calls me Brian except my mother. So I said, pretend I'm your mom then. I haven't even got out of the room and I'm already playing fucking mind games with the guy. What happens if one day he's gone and there's a note saying, I've been beamed up? Don't get me wrong, he's a great player. He plays like a motherfucker. All these words.
Amazing. As expected. Look at that. As expected, Ozzy tells it like it is. That's fucking awesome, dude. Jesus. He's already playing mind games with them.
I just Googled Ozzy and Buckethead, and I found this great image. Somebody
amazing.
photoshopped Buckethead where his face onto Randy Rhoads' body, and it's that classic Ozzy photo of him holding up Randy Rhoads while he's playing guitar. That's pretty great.
I think Buckethead is kind of not meant for this world, and him working with others is probably difficult, especially with business transactions and all this stuff.
A guy like Buckethead appears one in, I don't know, 500 years. Something like he's the Mozart of our days. I'm so grateful to live in his. I deeply mean that. You know, while
he's alive. Yep.
While he's alive. Even though I didn't saw one concert of him, you know, just see his evolution, just hear his music as it comes out, things like that. You know?
Nice. Good call.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we probably should start wrapping this up. Sebastian, do you have anything else that you want to talk about before we end this up?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
What do you got?
A small mention. The painting behind me, I have to give a shout out to Diana Silva from Portugal. She made it for me. And I rewarded it. Okay. And
that's amazing. It's beautiful.
I can't tell what it is. It's got Buckethead in the middle, and there's mountains around him, or is that is that Bigfoot and stuff like that?
The camera is pretty bad. It's different postures of Buckethead, you know, from different photos, concerts, things like that. Okay.
I see. Awesome.
Yeah, and also, I have the most American thing to do, and thank you.
The most American thing to do. Okay.
Yeah.
You can eat a hot dog or some shit.
I've seen it in movies. You can take a hot dog actually if you know what's missing is a football field or some shit. Yeah. I have to announce my my marriage. I'll get married. You know, me and Claudia will get married, and it will be on the date we met. You know.
Oh, that's awesome!
Nice.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah,
amazing.
that's the thing, and also I said yes.
Nice.
You know?
She asked
yes.
you? Or
yeah, great.
Did she ask you, or did you ask her?
I said yes, so she asked me.
Awesome,
when is the wedding?
9th of July.
Nice. Maybe you can get Buckethead to play it, dude.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be fucking amazing?
You should do it. Do it.
Oh, to get Buckethead to play at my wedding.
Yeah. Here, I'll text him. Hold on.
We're gonna make it happen for you.
Yeah,
Jason's got connections, man.
Yeah, I'll just text him real quick. Yeah.
What are you doing July 9th?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that.
July 9th,
Romania, dude.
Yeah. You're like right outside of Bucharest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says he'll be there. No problem.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's fucking great.
Yeah. He said that Ozzy doesn't need him that day. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Well, congrats, man. That's amazing.
That's really, really cool. Congrats to you, Sebastian.
Seem very happy.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do something that I could only dream as a child or things like that. You know, only see in the movies, and it's real, and it's in the. I'm so grateful for your company. You know,
we feel it, man.
We're grateful for you. We're grateful for you, man. Thanks so much
you made our podcast special too, man, with your being such a great fan of it. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and schooling us on Buckethead today.
I wouldn't call it actually a fan. I would call it just being natural, you know, because it would have been differently. I wouldn't be so invested. I wouldn't have put so much energy, so much love, because I love this podcast. I love you guys. I love Agalok. I love your work. Okay, I love your work, Nick. I've listened to Traveler's Rest. You know.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to break a leg before every concert, you know. And then take a rest. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, we got to wrap this up. It's been a great episode again, Sebastian. Thanks so much for teaching us about Buckethead, talking about Buckethead, playing some songs, all that, joining us for the listener emails. It's always great to have another person on board for that. Nick, do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, next Friday I'm playing with some black metal bands. The band you played with,
right.
Peste Umbrum or something.
Yeah, at Shanghai Tunnel, right?
Shanghai Tunnel, playing there. And then in December, Jason and I are playing a show together.
That's right. We're going to do Moonbladder, Traveler's Rest, and Proxys at Azoth in Portland.
So awesome, dude.
That'll
if only
be cool.
Sebastian could be there for that. Man.
I know.
Well, you'll be there in spirit.
In spirit. We could FaceTime him in or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, it'll probably be in the middle of the night for him. Or middle.
Oh, my God.
We'll definitely
It'd be like
4 in the morning or something.
He's 10 hours ahead, right? You're 10 hours ahead, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'd be
not
pretty early.
Not a good time.
But okay, yeah, that's cool. You got a couple shows coming up. That's I had a show in 2 weeks and that got canceled. So the only thing I have that can be announced right now is that December show, December 14th.
Yep.
Azoth, Portland, Traveler's Rest, Moonbladder, Proxys.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'll be great. We have a couple.
It's gonna be a pleasure to share a stage with you, man.
We've never actually shared a stage together.
No.
Never.
Nope.
Never, ever, ever.
I guess I'll share.
Well. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Are there gonna be any recordings, any videos that you know, the ones that who cannot attend still enjoy?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I should bring my VHS camcorder and we could record it
onto VHS. Yeah.
And then I'll mail it. To
yeah. Send him a VCR too. Yeah. No, that's a good idea. I bet we could get a soundboard recording from Zach. We should do that.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Aside from that, we do have a couple podcasts that we've scheduled that are going to be coming up soon. We have a new one being released on Monday. And I think we have some shows coming up too. We've got Morbid Angel, Uada coming up. You're Missing, Blood Incantation.
I know. Fuck, dude. That new album is just blowing my mind. It seriously is going to be album of the year already. I can tell.
Yeah. And I feel like we have something else coming up too, don't we? Oh, Exodus.
Yeah, it's December also.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. I'm going to be gone in November, most of it, so nothing much. But
Yep. Cool. All right, well, Nick Wusz, thanks as always. Sebastian, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. Keep in touch.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm, also for sharing the joy of, me getting married, and mostly for the invite. Dude, I remember and relive these moments for the rest of my fucking life.
And I'm going to remember that this is a fucking bucket.
You better remember that. Bucket.
Bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, guys. Sebastian, keep in touch. We'll talk to you soon. And, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
An Earth in Sound production.